Welcome to 3D PL Tutorials, ArchiCAD Renovation Modeling Module 1. This is a standalone video and part of the Toolbox series, the Renovation Filter. To demonstrate the Renovation Filter, I have modeled a part of an external wall to a house. Next, I'll open the Window tab, then scroll down to Palettes. A drop-down menu will open and I'll click on Renovation. And the Renovation Filter palette will be placed in the working area. This shows the elements and their status and the renovation filters. Now the model is made up of two areas, the existing kitchen and the proposed new kitchen. The existing area has a basic wall with an existing window, which I'll keep. It also has an existing sink and an existing door with a room name, all of which I'm going to demolish and remove. The proposed section has a new lightweight partition with a new external composite wall, a new window and door. It will also have a new sink, and I have renamed the room. And I will demolish this part of the existing wall, and the door will be removed as well. There are three icons at the top of the filter. These show the renovation status of the elements and objects in the model. The first one is the existing status. Next, the to be demolished status, then the new status. If I click on an element such as an existing wall, the icon will show me what the status of the wall is. This sink is showing me the existing status. But if I click on this partition, I can see that it is a new element, as is this wall. Now I want to show some items to be demolished, such as this existing wall, which I've cut here, and the door. So I'll click on this part of the wall, then I'll click on the To Be Demolished Status button in the filter. Then I'll click on the text and select the To Be Demolished Status. And finally the sink, which I want to remove. Now you can see that the appearance of the demolished items has changed to colored dashed lines. If I click on this arrow, you will see a number of different filters, and by clicking on them, you can see how they will change the appearance of the display. At present, I have shown all items clicked. And if I scroll down and click on Renovation Filter Options, a dialog box will open showing the current filter and the filter settings for the three types of status. The Show All Elements filter is set to show existing elements, override the elements to be demolished. And if I click on the arrow, I can change the setting to Hide, Override, or Show. And I can change the settings for the new elements in the same way. I'll keep the settings to Show, Override, and Show. The next thing you can do is open the Graphic Override Rules. The Override dialog box opens with default settings, which you can keep or you can change. Here again you see the existing elements, the To Be Demolished, and the new elements. I'll click on Existing Elements. I have left the line type unticked so that my model will dictate the line type and whether it's solid or dotted. I have ticked the lines, markers, and text objects to override them to a medium gray color. I'll untick the fill type. I want to keep the original hatched texture that I've set for existing walls. Hide skin separators is unticked because I don't have any in my existing walls, but I have overridden Fill Foreground Pen and Fill Background Pen. I've used the same grey for Foreground Fill Pen, but I've selected 0 for the Background Fill Pen. And I'll tick Override button for the existing wall surface in 3D view only and choose a pale blue color. Next, I'll click on the Elements to be Demolished status and override some of its properties. I'll override the line type to a dashed line and its color to a pale orange. Next, I'll override the Fill to Empty Fill, but if you wanted to keep the fill, you would untick Fill Type and override the foreground and background pens. The last override I'll make here is to change the 3D surface color from its default red to a pale beige. The third status to look at is the new element. I will not override the line type, but I will override the line and change its color to a brown. I will make sure the override buttons for the fill type and hide skin separators is unticked. I will override the Fill Foreground Pen and Background Pen, and I'll change the foreground color to a gray and the background color to window background color. The last override will be to change the 3D surface to a green color, then press OK. And press OK again to get back to plan view. Now let's look at a 3D view. It is showing the status of the new, the existing and the demolished, but I think there could be more distinction between the new and existing. So I'll open the renovation filter options again and change the existing elements to override. Now that shows the 3D types of status a little more clearly. In plan view, the to be demolished element is showing a hatched fill. To remove the hatch, I'll open the filter options again and select Graphic Override Rules. Then click on the element to be removed status and click on the Override button to switch on the override fill type. Then press on OK and the hatched fill to the demolished wall will be removed. The next thing to do is to look at the other renovation filters. Click on the arrow to open the filter options and select Existing Plan. Only the existing elements and text will be shown. But if I click on this part of the wall, you'll see that it is an element to be demolished. And the sink is also to be demolished. But this part of the wall shows as existing. So in this filter, all existing elements, even if they are to be demolished, have the same appearance. I'll open the filter options, and here you'll see in settings that existing elements and those to be demolished are set on show while new elements are hidden. If I show all in 3D, you'll see only the existing and demolished walls are shown, but they have the same appearance. The next filter to look at is the demolition plan. I'll click on the arrow to open it. The appearance of the existing wall and window shows up as unchanged, and the demolished items show up in orange. But if I select the text, it shows an existing item. So while it's still selected, I can click on the to be demolished status and its color and status will change. Let's briefly look at the filter options for the demolition plan. The existing elements show without an override. The new elements also show without an override. And the elements to be demolished do show an override. And if you click on the arrow, you'll see that the override has been selected. The preview will show you what the appearance will be, but I'll take a quick look at the override rules. The blocks ticked and showing in blue indicate all the items that have been overridden. The line is dashed and its color is orange. The fill type is empty. The fill foreground pen is orange. The fill background pen is transparent. And the surface color in 3D view is light beige. If I go back to the filter options panel, there are some additional options available. The hide opening dimension marker is ticked. If I untick it and press OK to exit the panel, you will see that the door dimension marker is now visible. If I open 3D view, you'll see that the existing elements are showing as they should, and the demolished wall and door appear with the beige colored override. The next filter is after demolition. Here the filter shows only the existing elements. The to be demolished and the new elements are both hidden. The 3D view will only show the existing with no overrides. The next filter is the change plan, and here the existing elements are shown while the new elements and the to be demolished elements are overridden. And if I open the filter options, you'll see the settings. In the graphics override page, you'll see that the to be demolished overrides haven't changed. But because the override for the new elements is switched on, it shows with the orange pen color and the green surface color. And if I look at the 3D view, the result will clearly show what has changed. The next filter is New Construction, and here the settings are Show New Elements and Override Existing and To Be Demolished Elements. And the 3D view will look like this. The last of the renovation filters is Planned Status, which is the project's final status. And when I click on this, you will see the appearance of your finished plan and 3D view. Thank you for watching. This brings us to the end of Renovation Module 1 tutorial. Please press the like button or subscribe or watch my other tutorials.